Hi, I'm Rosary Fazende-Jones, and I'm going to be your World Lit 1 teacher for this semester. And it is fall 2021, so I'm not making a repeat video or reusing one. Because it's an online class, you are going to have to do a lot of reading and writing. That's the nature of the class. We will be using message boards or discussion boards, and I will post topics for you, and those will count as part of your grade. And there is a section in your syllabus that will discuss what you need in your discussion boards and what you want to do when you reply to your classmates. So you want to keep that in mind. This class also will have a midterm exam and a final exam. And I have to stop and think because I teach a section of this in person and it's slightly different. Because of the way the pandemic of COVID has been going on, normally we would do a proctored exam, but I don't know that that will work this semester. I promise to let you know before midterm and before finals if that is the case. You're going to write at least one paper this semester because it's still an English class, and it's a way of getting you to think deeper about the stuff we read. And I'll talk a little bit about the stuff we read. You're also going to have to do a slide presentation, and I will put up a bunch of works we don't read and pieces of literature we don't discuss for you to choose one and kind of come up with an introductory slide presentation. Now it's just the visual part. You don't have to do any speaking on it. But you see this video? One of the reasons I started adding these is because I have you do 2 video discussion boards where you post a video. It's not real hard to make a video. There are lots of software that you can use. I use YouTube, so it's not that hard. You can use Zoom if you have Zoom. And there are a few others, and I will make a folder and put in some video software and video apps for your phone, and it's perfectly fine to use your phone, not your desktop. And they're graded very easily, and I'll tell you more about those when they come up. It won't be right away. Let me talk about literature. You can read the syllabus. There's a syllabus quiz, so you will have to download and read the syllabus. I will check. The quiz will count as part of your reading quizzes, and you will have a reading quiz over every work, and you read it, you can pass it. Same with the syllabus. If you read the syllabus, you should be able to pass the reading quiz, the syllabus quiz. Let's talk about readings. I'm going to start by telling you about your textbook. We're using the Norton Anthology of World Literature, Volumes A, see, A, and Volume A looks, let me get this in the camera, like this. It's got an Egyptian queen's head on it. I think it's Nefertiti, but I'm not positive. That's Volume A. It's a 3-volume set. Volume B has this medieval woman in a wimple. That's what you call that hat. Volume C has, let me see who it says. This is the portrait of Ottoman Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror from 1480. So this is the text we're going to use. Now, because, excuse me, textbooks don't have everything, we will have some readings that are not in your textbook that will be included in folders, and let me talk about that in a second. We're looking at literature from ancient times, and I mean ancient. We're going to be starting in ancient Mesopotamia around the year 2200 BCE, which stands before Common Era. It used to be just BC. That's 4,000 years ago. And it's surprising that some of the same concepts stick around, and that's one of the things we'll talk about. We will talk a little bit about format and stuff, but we're reading things in translation, so form, like iambic pentameter and all that stuff, is less important than what type of poem it is, maybe what genre, what it would normally look like, and what the content is about, and the cultural connection. Because literature does not stand apart from its culture. it represents it. So these 4,000-year-old works are a representation of that culture that's come to us. And we've lost a lot, but this gives us a hint. So it's interesting to read some of this stuff. I've added some works. I subtract some works. It is world literature, so we will actually start in ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt, the two oldest civilizations that created a literature. And we will probably stop with Shakespeare. Okay, no, there's no probably. We'll stop with Shakespeare. So that's roughly there, 3,000 years. So you're going to get a little bit of history in here, but it's a little bit, and it's 3,000 years. It's a lot of literature, a lot of writing, a lot of places. We will do a little European, we'll do a little Chinese, we'll do a little Japanese. I think there's Japanese. Certainly there's some Asian. We'll do some stuff from the subcontinent of India. I'm hunting up and looking for African lit, but it is a little harder to find African lit because a lot of it is in translation still, and still in process of being translated because of a variety of reasons. But if I can, I keep looking. I may be lucky one semester. Hopefully we have some fun. Now, let me talk a little bit about the way the class is set up. When you open Blackboard, you will go to the, it will open on the content page. And on the content page, there will be a series of folders and they have a date. The first date is just the week date. It's the date the week starts. We start our weeks on Mondays. That means when it opens on the 23rd, which is, the first day of this class, the 23rd through the 29th is that first week. And you have until midnight. And I'm not harsh on deadlines for posts and stuff. I'm not going to say you must post by Thursday and you must have your responses in by Sunday, because I do know it gets a little complicated. However, do not wait until midterm and try to do all the posts and responses the day before midterm. It will not work in your advantage. There will be a rubric that I will make public for how I'm going to grade your discussions. But each week has a series of things. There'll be a lecture by me, maybe not by me, maybe some videos about the culture, the reading, and stuff. Because my expertise is not ancient medieval literature. I learned all about 20th century British and 19th century British. So I don't always have all the answers, but the internet gives us a lot, and I'm always learning stuff. We're always learning. So there's always some stuff that you can bring into it that's new. Your opinion is always going to be new. But each week we'll have a bunch of videos, maybe some text, like some pictures of stuff that relates, like when we do ancient Mesopotamian, there's a couple of pictures of what these tablets of writing look like. There's pictures of what these texts look like on papyrus. I put, it gives it some reality for you. Also, there will be a link to a reading quiz. These are usually easy, 10 questions, maybe true or false, maybe multiple choice. Nothing super complicated. If you've read it, you will be fine. But you also need to read some of the introduction stuff, and some of the video stuff may show up in the quiz. So you have to check them out. There will also be a link in each folder to the discussion board. Now you can also, if you're familiar with Blackboard, you can get into the discussion boards from the course menu that's on the side. And I'm going to try to do Zoom appointments at the very least. So if you need to actually talk one-on-one with me, drop me an email. We'll set up a Zoom time. The Zoom is easy. I don't do iPhone, but we can probably, if we need to, we can set up a Facebook Live or a Facebook chat or Google chat. I know both of them. Maybe Microsoft Teams. I don't think I know that one. But we can find a way to communicate. Zoom is just the one I know most of us are using. But we will figure it out. Because I want you to have a good semester. And I want you to kind of see that world lit. There's a lot out there. And it's not as foreign as you think. And I know some of you probably aren't big readers of this stuff or that stuff. Keep your minds open. You never know what you're going to find. Some of the work we'll look at might be religious in nature, some might not. Um, in ancient times, it's a lot harder to see that split between secular and religion, if it even existed. So let's hopefully have a lot of fun and have a good time. And I'll set up a message board so you can talk to each other. And when it comes to discussions, I'm still thinking some stuff through. So we'll talk about that as we get there. Welcome to Worldlet 1.